Hello, Pisces, and welcome to my channel, The Guided Intuitive, and thank you so much for being here. So, guys, what we're going to do is you and who, right? And the who could be friend, family member, one side of a situation or another. If you're not coming here and have a love interest or a significant person that you're thinking of, but if you do have something, someone that you're thinking of, then it could be a boyfriend, girlfriend, a significant other, or a person of interest. Okay, so note that. All right, this is a general read, and if you'd like a personal read to tap into your own personal energies, go to theguidedintuitive.com up here or in my description box below. Okay, so if you are a new subscriber, welcome, and if you are a current subscriber, welcome back. My name is Michelle, and I'm going to be doing a read for the second half of February. Okay, and we're going to see what is in store for you here. You might resonate with one side more than the other. Feel free to reverse the messages as you see fit. Okay. Quick announcement. We do have a brand new class that is about activating your Empress energy and stepping into the room and owning it. All right. And so for those of you who have maybe been overpowered by the masculine energy and need to kind of step back and remind yourself of that magical feminine energy that is already within you, but many times needs to be activated, and so many other surprises is what we're going to offer. So if you are interested in this and want to learn how to do that, to attract, that exactly, that feminine energy, and of course, so you can you further attract the masculine energy, and you're not taking on too heavily, one or the other. This is really, really helpful. So do check it out. It's in my description box below. It's going to be a blast. All right. So that being said, those of you that are looking to, take it even a step further than that and need more accountability, motivation, inspiration, and even clarity, and are ready to make this year your best year yet. And I mean that it is going to take a partnership of two people working together on a team and making it happen and helping your dreams come true. Then you do want to check out our discovery session up here. That is a one-on-one time. It's complimentary and allows us to get to know each other and make a recommendation. And if you're a good fit, invite you into one of our programs. Okay, so there you have it. Let's jump into this. All right, so let's see what's going on for you here. We're going to use a lot of different cards here. Going to be starting with these here. Okay, so how do you feel about them? Okay, how do you feel about them? Let's see what this is here. How do you feel about them? Okay, here we go. Okay, wow, I even shuffled this, and who got this card too? Wow, I think I can't remember, guys. Check your moon, rising, and Venus signs as well. But this is how you feel about them, is that you are seeking guidance as it relates to them, okay? I think that how you feel is coming through is that your source, whatever that is for you, this is saying that if you feel that your arms are up in the air, it wants you to ask your source for guidance in this situation or in this relationship, okay? Whatever has brought you to my channel. This is saying is that you're given this angel of prayer in this process because it wants you to ask the universe for help and guidance in this situation, okay? I'm going to pull another card. I want to see how you feel about them and see what that looks like. So yeah, if you need help, it's saying to definitely ask for it. This is about efficiency. This is interesting. In this relationship, or in this situation, is that you're looking for the path of least resistance, okay, in this situation or whatever that is. And this is about saying is that, it's kind of like you're kind of dialing in onto your GPS, kind of like your compass, as to what is going to be the easiest way to move forward, the easiest way to solve this, whatever that is. But efficiency is interesting because that's playing an important role. And I don't get this card a lot, but when I do, this is just saying that if there's some sort of struggle, within this relationship or in this situation, it's about taking a fresh approach to an old problem. Okay, so if you do that, if you choose a fresh approach, try something different, you will be rewarded. Okay, so that's what it wants to let you know. So try that, because that's what seems to be coming through here. Okay, and it could be just tweaking a schedule, tweaking a budget, tweaking how you speak to someone, whatever that is. There's just a minor adjustment that needs to take place. It also could be some sort of, something, an attitude that in terms of a minor adjustment in that can make a huge difference, okay, in this relationship or situation. It can actually create a pretty big breakthrough, all right? It's amazing how you can just change one small little thing, tweak it and tune it in, and boom, it really is the answer. So that's what seems to be coming through for this. So this is just saying is, a lot of growth can happen here, and a breakthrough is just going to be imminent. Okay, so one of your biggest assets right now is to use your imagination, okay, in this situation. Okay, so take the time to do that. If you need to step back, do whatever you need to do, take the time to do that, because it's going to be important. Okay, what did this tarot have to say about this, on how you feel about that? Let's see what that is. Okay, how do you feel about them? What does that look like? Okay, let's see what that is. Okay, here we go. What is it? Wow. Okay, so this is actually, moving on to calmer waters. This is a 6. This is about growth. So for some of you, it could be, being calm in the situation and moving in a different direction. Okay. For some of you, this could be, moving on to the path of least resistance. Remember what we just talked about? It's kind of like that. It's like almost, I kind of feel that. You might be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. It might be in their birth chart, or you're just taking on this energy. But whatever this is the calmer waters that, whatever that looks like, through like a different approach, going a different way, you feel good inside about it. Okay, it's something that makes you feel really good inside. Let's clarify the 6 of Swords. What does that look like? What does that look like? 6 of Swords. Yeah, it's like, then I get the 4 of Swords. So it brings stability. So the path of least resistance brings stability, and then of course allows you to rest and focus on one thing at a time. Okay, so I don't know if in the past that it was a little bit more chaotic, that you just that little tweak that needed to be made in this relationship or situation, because the 4s talk about getting stability, and this is also about asking source for assistance if that's definitely what you need in terms of getting guidance. Okay, how interesting. 4 of Swords. Anything that wants to clarify that? Yeah, because you've got a lot of choices, okay? So you've got a lot of choices your way that are here. You've got the 7 of Cups. So this is about, this is really beautiful, because the 7s to me are the seeker of truth, okay? And it's like truth with a capital T, okay? So that's what it talks about. So you're seeking your truth in terms of the choices that you're making to turn your GPS into, to try something a little bit different. I think is going to be really key, because the 7s knows that things aren't always what they seem to be, okay? And that's what's coming through. And it's often hidden behind illusions. So it's about taking a look at your choices and your options and making sure there's not an illusion that's hidden behind there, okay? And it's really not just looking at something on the surface level, but going deeper into that. So that's kind of the advice, and it could be in this relationship or situation, guys. So, and that's exactly what I see here. It's a very positive number because it's very intuitive. Okay, so it's about mysticism, using your inner wisdom to make the best choice. All right, and it's beautiful. So there is. It also means there's a lot of positive things that are flowing your way. Which again allows you to be in charge of sifting and sorting as to what is going to work out best for you. Okay, all right, so. That's what we have there. I'm going to pull a moon card on how you feel about them, if there's anything else that needs to come through. What is that? Meditate and contemplate. Okay, just falls right in line with what we're talking about in this relationship. So that's what you're doing in terms of this other person or this other side of a situation. Okay, let's take a look on how they feel about you. Okay, what does that look like? How they feel about you. What does that look like? Okay, here it is. Wow. Okay, so they see you as some sort of artist. They see you as some sort of artist that is just emerging. Okay, it's beautiful. Okay, so it's kind of like they see you as a very creative soul. Okay, and this other person really sees you that way. And they see that this beautiful artist is just about to emerge, and you're in the process of doing that creation, right? That you're in that creative empress energy type feeling, okay? And it's beautiful, okay? So they see you as very artistic, okay? And very creative. And they also see you as someone that this is about listening, okay? So this is quite interesting. You can see that there's a seashell almost by someone's ear. And if you listen just to one little seashell, you can actually hear the words of the entire ocean. And there's something special in that, for some of you, because that's what came about to me here. So it's about that they're listening to you. They could be listening to you. They could be watching you and observing you. Okay, so that's what I see that's coming through here. Yeah, and it just tells me that they're learning by seeing the patterns and what you do. I think that they're kind of getting a good idea. And this is saying is that the ones it's like love, care, and consideration are all coming into play here. This is saying is that you don't need to speak so much because this other person may not be speaking a lot on how they feel about you, or maybe they feel that you're not speaking a lot to them. But what's happening is that there's a truth that needs to be heard in this relationship or situation. Yeah, it's like there's some sort of truth that needs to be heard, okay? And this is saying is just listening. This person is listening. They're not talking. I almost feel it's more in their end, guys. Sorry about that. It's just kind of like I was just feeling there's more that I almost feel that they're not talking on their side either so much. Okay, and it's like they just there's some sort of truth that needs to be heard in this relationship or situation. Okay, so it's like you can talk and talk and talk and talk, but if another person is not listening, it's just falling on false ears, right? It's like if a tree falls in a forest, if no one hears it, does it really fall? If it doesn't make a noise, is it really, until it falls on to someone's ears to interpret it, it's like you can't see the truth, and that's exactly what I hear. Wow. Yeah, sound is wasted on those who won't hear. Okay, it's a message. Okay, so it's coming through. Wow, they're listening. Maybe they feel that they were talking before and didn't feel heard, vice versa. So how interesting. I'm going to pull a tarot on this, guys. I want to see here on this listen card. I want to find out what's this is all about. How they feel about you. Maybe they feel that you won't listen to them, or vice versa. Okay, guys, let's pull a card on this. See what that is. King of Wands. How interesting. So I got this fire type energy. This is a real entrepreneur, very passionate, heart-centered, very confident, very sexy, the King of Wands. I'm really feeling that this is like moving forward with fire energy. This other person could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type energy. Okay, how interesting. Let's see what else. And it's about it could be someone that you work with or someone that you collaborate with, okay? Because I got the King of Wands and I got the Three of Pentacles. And so it's kind of what I get is maybe you know this person at work, and I feel that it's about something in terms of collaborating together, okay? Something in terms of collaborating together. Yeah, because it's like how they feel about you is like maybe they feel that you're doing a lot of work, that you're working, you're really focusing on your work, and you're kind of taking on that magician energy. They feel that you're very resourceful. They feel that you've got all the tools necessary to make the changes in your life that you want to make. They see you as really magnificent, guys, a creator. a magician, you know, taking on that type of energy, okay? Yeah, I mean, it's really beautiful. Anything else that might want to come through here? I'm going to pull one of the peace cards and see what that says here. How this person feels about you. What is it? Wow, they feel real positive with you. They get a positive outcome here. So they really feel that they get positive vibes from you. So they just really think positive about you. So this is quite beautiful. I want to know, you know, what is it that you make together? I mean, what is it that you make together? What brought you to, I mean, what really makes this work, or what is really cool about this? You bring each other a sense of peace, and what this means is that you're both kind of getting rid of any unwanted thoughts and focusing, having some sort of peaceful type of energy. And it's a 26 card reduced into an 8, and that's that figure 8, right? That's a real balancing of energies. So you bring peace to each other, into your soul. And what you're doing is that you're helping each other get rid of any doubt, fear, that are, you know, that's been holding, you know, back the relationship or situation. And so it's like, you both have been maybe a little bit of apprehensive, you know, and having a little bit of doubt and fear in this. So it's a 9 card, which means that it's coming to fruition, that it's completely done. It's like almost over. You get the 10 card and you're done, right? So it's like having a little bit of apprehension in this relationship or situation. What else? Yeah, I think because in the past, maybe there's been some sort of temptation in the past, as it pertains to this relationship or situation. Guys, note your comments below, because I get the Temptress card. This is about deceit or some sort of broken promise. Hence why there would be some sort of anxiety and doubt, you know, that's showing up here. And I'm just getting peace. So there has been something that's happened here, guys. Some sort of a seduction has taken place, or some sort of deceit of a broken promise. But what's happening is it's led to some sort of growth. I'm going to pull some tarot on this. I want to see what wants to come up in terms of this. You know, what is what you make together? Wow, how interesting. What is this? Judgment. There's a final decision that's going to be made in this situation or in this relationship. Is something that's been resurrected. Something is going to have a final call to it. So it's a major arcana card. So whatever happens here is pretty permanent. Yeah, there has been judgment, some sort of death, and this might have to do, guys, and I'm sorry, I mean, it might have to do with some sort of broken promise in a relationship or situation. Okay, that's what I see coming up here. And that's what, it's interesting, because what brought you together is you know, and it could be what's brought you together is that you had experienced this, if it's in this relationship or in previous relationships, and that has brought you together, and you're bringing each other peace because you've both been through it. So for some of you, that could be the case. But I do see that a judgment's being made, and there is an ending. And of course, we know we get the new beginning right after that. So let's take a look at, after the Death card. Right now it is the healing. Okay, so it could be dealing with you might be taking on this energy of this, or you could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, but this is about balancing the chakras, finding your true north, and just healing, being the star that you are, and just shining because you know your value. You're focused on your healing after this. Okay, so it could be you know, again, it could be that was in this relationship. What do you need to know now most about them? What wants to come out? What you need to know most about them now? What is that? Yeah, there's been some sort of addiction in this relationship, guys, and that's what the cards are coming out with. And I'm just going to go with what's coming out here. There has been some sort of addiction, okay, and what's happening is that there has it now is bringing on some sort of healing, and it's bringing some sort of transformation in this situation. So what you need to know most about them is that they're overcoming some sort of addiction, and they're going through some sort of healing and transformation because of that. Okay, you see the snakes within there, and you see, you know, two people, like you could see her eyes looking at his eyes, and it's kind of like the truth can't be hidden anymore. It's already out. Wow, it's a time for a very positive transformation for this other person on this side. I will let you know. Okay, so that's what's coming through. So there was some sort of addiction here. Okay, And that could have been the case. Anything else what you need to know most about them? Yeah, they are getting to their naked truth and they're purifying themselves right now. This is a number card, 5 card, changes, okay? They're getting back to wholeness again after this situation, okay? Guys, how interesting. Wow, note your comments below. This is quite interesting. Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things that's happening with them right now, going through a change. And just, you know, on this side, whatever that is, they're safe. You know, in the process, because like you and your loved ones are safe. So that purification and everything, they're safe. They're going through this type of purging, you know, right now, this transformation. I'm going to pull some tarot on this. What else wants to come out? Yeah, and they're getting rid and slicing out the addiction. Again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type energy that's coming through here. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. But yeah, the King just slicing. This is real decisive, using intellect, using the mind to make that change. So this is beautiful. Wow, how interesting. There's a Capricorn that comes in here. So right after the King of Swords, slicing out, maybe they were dealing with some sort of Capricorn. But this is actually, I really feel that they're kind of, you know, taking on, you know, slicing out the addiction and then focusing on their wealth and establishment. But I really almost feel this is 2 people. This is 2 people. You know, I get I get a Capricorn here, and then I also get a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So I get an Earth, and I also, well, Capricorn, you know, Earth sign. It could be, you know, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Yeah, I get 2 people. You know, an air sign and kind of like an Earth sign. And you know, one is establishing the wealth and enjoying the wealth, and the other person is going through some sort of addiction of some sort. Guys, how interesting. Wow. And that's a 9 card, which means coming to fruition. Yeah, there could have been a third-party situation within here. Gosh, guys, wow. You never know how this turns out. So, you know, I want to know, what are the blocks and difficulties of moving this forward, or in this situation? What is it going to look like? What are the blockages and difficulties? Wow. This talks about there's going to be some creative insights and some brilliance. This is about using your creativity to make some huge changes. So the blockages is not using the brilliance in this relationship or situation, the insights that are being downloaded, because there's a lot of insights being downloaded, a lot of ideas in terms of what these on this situation. But, you know, I got to tell you, I mean, it's just, wow. For some reason, this person is going through a lot of, you know, this, yeah, there's been something, but there's some sort of brilliance here, which is interesting. It's like there was maybe in the past some sort of underlying fear of, you know, fear, like this fear of success, and these new ideas are now threatening the old ways of doing things. So there's this transformation that's taking place. So this brilliance of from the transformation is what's coming through now. Okay, so creative energy is at play here. Okay. And this experimentation of this new way of doing things now is really recharging the relationship or situation. There's this sudden realization that brings in a dramatic change. Okay, so could be this, you know, situation here. What are the other blockages and difficulties? What are the blocks and difficulties here? Okay, the blockage is not seeing that brilliance. Okay. And creating your own revolution out of this relationship and really flipping it around. You know, some of you, you know, say no, and that's totally fine, to each his own. There is a revolution that is changing the dynamics of this relationship because of what has happened. So this is interesting. So some sort of revolution is taking place. Yeah, and this is about not comparing one person to another. It's like this talks about don't involve comparisons, or, you know, don't compare yourself from, you know, someone, you know, to someone else. Okay, and that's kind of one of the big things. Okay, and that's what wants to come into play. You know, especially relating to love, and especially relating to success, right? Because the key to success is not on what you do, it's how you feel about what you are doing. Okay, and so I think that this person is making, there's been a change in this relationship or situation, that there's a revolution that is happening here. It's about claiming their life, claiming life claiming life to this relationship. And there's no right or wrong way to live. There's just, you know, about following your path. And what is that path? Does that path include, making the change, creating brilliance from this transformation and making your own revolution and making a change and letting that well up inside you and making those changes from the inside out. Okay. And that's what's happening. Okay. Definitely. Yeah. This is about planting, and nurturing, and doing that now to create your own revolution. Because if you don't do that now, there's not going to be a harvest. Okay. And so that's what's really key. Okay. So anything else in terms of the blockages? Anything else? Okay. Knight of Cups. There is an opportunity here. A block could be that there is an opportunity. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Rising, or Venus. So there's an opportunity that's going to be presented by a knight here. It's very transparent. It's very charming. It's very it's coming through here. It could be a blockage. Maybe there's some sort of blockage about this opportunity that's coming in. How interesting, guys. Wow. What is the best way for you to move forward? What's the best way for you to move forward? What does that look like? It's perception. This is, wow, this is taking a keen eye on this particular situation, which is definitely called for sure, guys. It's definitely called for, and it's interesting. So being very perceptive of the person who comes towards you, and taking things slow, right? Whatever that looks like, and how you perceive the situation. It's like this whole thing that's coming into play. It's like it's taking a different perspective, but it's like if you listen and observe, what's happening around you, it's going to better your chances, okay? And whatever it is that you want to happen, okay? It says, don't be swayed by reputation, gossip, or any third party account. It wants you to trust your third eye, your perception, and your interpretation of the situation yourself. It wants you to trust yourself and trust your intuition. All right. And it wants you to develop and hone in on those sensitivities. So your intuition is going to be key in this relationship or in this situation. Okay, for some of you. All right. And it's like if there's someone that's undermining your self-worth, it's saying beware of that. Beware of those people around you. Use your intuition about having them around in your life, okay? You have a lot of thoughts and emotions that I feel that are just kind of clouding you right now. And what this is saying is to kind of distance yourself from others. If you do need to detach, it's going to be so key, because it's going to allow that perception and those and that quietness to come through, so you get these revelations that need to come through. And it's going to clear your thoughts, clear your judgment, and find a quiet place, and maybe just going out in nature and let your instinct guide you, okay? And you're going to become clear. There's going to be a clear voice that will come through, and it's not going to come from the thoughts in your head. It's going to come from your soul, okay? It's going to come from your soul, okay? So when you hone in on your ability to perceive the world, there's so many things that you can learn, okay? And that's what this is saying about perception, best way to move forward. Okay, guys, I hope this resonates in some way. So I'm going to pull a peace card and see what else is another best way to move forward. Use your perception. You got it, guys. You got it. Just, take the time to let it come to the surface there, okay? Yeah, it's a strategy. So it's about developing a strategy, okay, for what it is that you want and what you want to manifest to see come through in this relationship or in a situation, okay? You know what you want, okay? And I think you're doing some sifting and sorting of a situation and in your life and in people around you. And I think this is so beautiful. Look at this card, how beautiful it is. It's like this festive raining parade of love, of light, and of celebration. I almost feel like you're developing this strategy that's going to bring you to success. You know what I mean? And that's what's coming through here. But this is quite beautiful. And let's see if there's anything else that wants to. So develop a strategy. Okay, you got to change your thoughts. And excuse me 1 second, guys. My roommate's dog. Hold on 1 second. Wow, guys. When I had this card of strategy up into place, my roommate's dog was like barking, like trying to get, kind of like wants to play, wants my attention, right? So what is interesting is that the attention to strategy is going to be very, very key for you. I can't stress it enough. Okay. So that's going to be very, very key, within this process. So, do keep that in mind because it's going to bring a lot more fulfillment. All right. And that's the best way to move forward. Anything else move forward? Your psychic ability right now and your keen eye of perception is like I mean, it's totally lit. Okay. So that's what this is talking about. It wants you to hone in on that. It's heightened. It's really high for you guys right now. So it really wants you to know that you've got that intuitive psychic ability, and they're really, really strong at this present moment. Okay, so hone in on that, guys. Hone in on it. And what do the moon cards have to say about this? Surrender to the divine. Okay, there you go. So, wow, this is gorgeous, guys. I hope that this resonates with you. And gosh, you just never know these roller coaster rides on how things can go. So note your comments below. I'm sending lots of love, and I look forward to seeing you in March. Until then, namaste.